Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy, and there's sobering news. His grade is D. With this guy, it's best to stay away. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's very good at sounding confident and showing off his ideas, but his lack of steady effort means he'll often fall short of what he promises. You might see him jump from one plan to another, getting frustrated or angry when things aren't easy. Be careful not to get swept up by his words if you want security.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's very likely to lose his temper or get upset easily. Instead of shaking off setbacks and finding solutions, he might yell, blame others, or withdraw and sulk for days. People around him might feel nervous or walk on eggshells.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He tries to stay polite on the surface, but his sharp temper and pushy nature mean he often rubs people the wrong way. You'll find that arguments and disagreements follow him, and he may get angry or make cutting remarks if he feels challenged. Instead of building friendships, he's more likely to create tension.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your career, he's much more likely to feel threatened or become upset instead of being proud. His ego is sensitive, and your success might make him angry or jealous, leading to arguments or cold behavior. It's hard for him to cheer your wins. Instead, he might make you feel guilty or question your choices.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, if you earn more than him, he will most likely feel upset and hold it against you, even if he doesn't say it openly. You might notice him acting cold, making sarcastic comments, or starting arguments about small things. He may try to put you down or remind you of his own achievements just to feel better.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He likes things neat and planned, so he will usually try to keep his spending organized. You'll see him paying bills on time and tracking expenses. But when his emotions run high, especially after a setback or fight, he might splurge suddenly just to feel better. Most days he's careful and strict about money, but his quick temper can lead to risky decisions or buying things he doesn't need.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He likes to show off and create a good impression, so sometimes he may spend money trying to look richer than he really is. Even if he's careful most of the time, his pride can push him to buy expensive things or act as if he's more successful than he actually feels. When he is upset or wants to prove himself, he could stretch his budget just to impress others, even if it's not smart in the long run.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He isn't naturally generous or warm hearted, so you might find him quite reserved when it comes to sharing money or emotions. While he can be polite and may give gifts to impress, true kindness is often missing. He holds back both in spending and in showing care. If someone needs help, he's more likely to offer advice than real support.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is more likely to be secretive and controlling about money. He'll keep details to himself and could make decisions without talking to you, especially if he feels challenged or upset. Being with him can feel like you're always guessing about finances instead of planning together.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He will likely believe that housework is mostly your job and won't offer much help, even if you're busy or tired. He might act polite at first, but deep down, he expects you to handle most of the chores because that's what feels right to him. If you ask him to pitch in, he may get annoyed, make excuses, or do a small task only when pressed.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He will mostly help by telling you what to do or watching over you rather than getting his hands dirty himself. If you need real help, like changing diapers or washing dishes, he'll probably avoid doing those tasks and may just give advice or point out what needs cleaning. If you hope for equal effort, this man will let you down.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's much more likely to argue to prove he's right rather than try to understand your side. If you share your feelings or concerns, he quickly jumps in with his own reasons and may talk over you, making it hard for you to feel heard. His main goal is to win the argument, not to find a solution together.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he often loses control and says things that can be very hurtful. Sharp words, shouting, or even acting in a threatening way are common, especially when things don't go his way. He doesn't hold back, and his emotions can take over, turning small problems into big fights.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this man gets angry very quickly, and that is a serious red flag you should not ignore. His temper means arguments can start over very small issues, and you may end up feeling nervous or afraid in your own home. You deserve kindness and respect every day, not fear or drama.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He rarely says sorry or admits his own mistakes. When something goes wrong, he's much more likely to blame you or others rather than look at his own actions. Taking true responsibility is not his strong suit, and apologies will be rare and shallow.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is unlikely to respect your boundaries fully and may not accept that no truly means no. If you say no to something, he might push back, argue, or try to change your mind until you give in. He can become angry or impatient when faced with limits, making you feel guilty or pressured.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is very likely to take it personally when you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding, he may get upset, make sarcastic comments, or act cold and distant. This can create a lot of pressure for you and may lead to hurtful situations.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Sadly, you cannot trust him fully with your private moments because he might use what you share to hurt or embarrass you during an argument. If a fight breaks out, he may talk about things you told him in confidence or make mean remarks about personal topics. Instead of protecting your secrets, he could use them as weapons when angry.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to get distracted by other women and may not stay fully faithful in the relationship. His need for excitement and praise can make him look elsewhere when things feel dull or challenging at home. Trust can be hard to build with such a person. And the pain of feeling replaced or lied to can be very deep.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he tends to be over possessive, acting jealous, controlling, and often suspicious of your actions. You may find him checking up on you, questioning who you talk to, or getting angry if you spend time with friends or male colleagues. This can make you feel trapped or always walking on eggshells.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, his so called protective nature is really a sign of a controlling personality. He may say he's looking out for you, but his actions, like deciding what you should do, who you talk to, or where you go, are all about keeping power over your life. What seems caring at first can quickly turn into rules, restrictions, and anger if you disagree.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will most likely expect you to do most of the parenting work and not treat it as a team effort. You'll notice him giving instructions or setting rules, but stepping back when it's time to actually handle day to day tasks or offer support. If things get tough, he might blame you or stay out of family problems instead of helping out.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his temper instead of staying calm. You may see him shouting, using harsh words, or even stomping off in anger when things aren't perfect. Patience is not his strong point.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is unlikely to truly support you as both a mother and your own person. While he might expect you to be the caretaker and follow family routines, he won't easily recognize or encourage your dreams, needs, or personal growth. You may find yourself having to fight for your own space and self worth.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he is the type of man who might seem supportive of your career at first, but later ask you to quit or put your ambitions aside after you have a child. His focus is on what he expects from you at home, and he's likely to believe your main responsibility should be family rather than work. If keeping your career is important, don't ignore these warning signs. His support may not last when life changes.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He'll mostly just act polite on the surface with your parents, showing good manners but not real warmth or genuine care. When they visit or call, he may speak kindly and follow social customs, but he won't go out of his way to build a deep connection or make them feel truly part of the family. If a problem comes up, his support will be limited, and behind closed doors, he could complain or show impatience. He is much more likely to expect your family to adjust for him rather than try to fit in and make changes himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is more likely to make things worse than handle it calmly. His quick temper and sharp reactions can turn small problems into big arguments, leaving everyone feeling upset. If you want harmony at home, his way of handling family stress may bring only conflict and trouble.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is likely to act modern and open minded when you are alone, but expect you to behave like a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. When family is around, he may ask you to dress a certain way, serve guests, or follow old customs, even if that's not how you usually live together. You'll feel the pressure to put on a different face and meet everyone's expectations just to keep peace.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is likely to stay out of it or even side with his family instead of supporting you. He won't step in to defend you or solve problems together and may expect you to adjust or keep quiet for the sake of peace. This can leave you feeling alone and unsupported, especially when family issues get tough.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is very likely to be a mummy's boy, giving his mother's wishes and feelings more importance than yours. If there's a conflict between you and his mother, he will almost always choose her side, or avoid taking any stand at all. You may find yourself feeling ignored or powerless, with your concerns brushed aside to keep her happy.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister, especially when things are tense. This means your personal problems may become family gossip, making you feel exposed and misunderstood. Always remember your private matters deserve respect and protection, not outside interference.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Overall, based on all we know, this guy scores a D. I think it's just best to stay away. Being in a relationship with this man every day is tiring and often stressful. You may feel like you're always walking on eggshells, worrying about what will upset him or when he'll lose his temper.